Welcome back, class. This is about the unseen poem, and today we will be discussing on his blindness. So, on his blindness, it is written by John Milton. John Milton wrote this sonnet on the verge of his blindness. A poet, the best ever expression is his writing and poetry. So when he feels that he is losing his capability, his capacity of his expression, his writing, then automatically he is disappointed, and the first 8 lines, that is kind of the expression of disappointment. So this is a poem where he is struggling to understand that what God expects him to do, right? So here he just feels like that means it is the first few lines is the changed relationship of him with the God. That means when he feels the ability to write is threatened, the relationship of him with God becomes complicated. Milton, at the age of 48, in the year 1655, he became blind. So previously, when he was at the age of 44, he starts gradually losing his eyesight. So when he was on the verge of losing his eyesight, he was, kind of impatient, and it was kind of a situation where he couldn't bear the pain. He started losing the faith on God. So this is a kind of complaint. Okay, it is not only the complaint where he was in the dilemma where he feels that where to keep the faith in God, where to lose the faith in God, right? But the poem ultimately ends with a positive note. And one more thing, students, you will have to see that Petrarchan sonnet deals with love, but here this poem deals more with spiritualism. It deals more with the pain and the sorrow and the faith in God, right? So now, looking in the poem, we will see that it is about the threatened relationship of him with God. This poem, where he is struggling to understand what God expects him to do, right? We can see what exactly God expects him to do. See, when I consider how my life is spent, here he says, where how my life is spent, where a poet is considered, that means the light, the vision is the most important element to be considered. The light means here it is the vision. I consider how my life is spent. Air is before the means. Okay, before half my days in this dark world and wide. So dark and the light. That means this lighted world, the visionary world, it is turning into the darkness gradually. Okay, the half my days in the dark world and wide, and that one talent which is dead to hide. This is very important. Line 3 is very important here, which has a biblical reference. It is a parable reference, parable of talent, Matthew 25. That means biblical reference, I mean to say it is a story from Bible, Matthew 25. That means 25, these people, they were given by the God with some resources. Those resources were not utilized properly. They used to hide and not use properly. Like this, he believes his talent, which is a gift from God, which can be used as a resource to make a good relation of God with the human being, that is hidden that could be hidden and not properly utilized, right? Further, he cannot utilize his talent properly as God wishes for it, right? So, and talent, and that one talent which is dead to hide, lost with my useless though, my soul more bent, right? His soul is bent towards God, but his talent will be hidden. To serve there with my maker and present, my true account best he returning child. Child means rebuked, right? What he says that he to serve there with my maker. He want to serve with his best, but how could it be possible that with a lost vision, how he can imply, how he can execute the best of his talent ever. That means utilizing his talent, executing his talent for the preference of God, right? To propel the good relation of human being and God, in reference to the human being and God, how it could be possible. So my true account here, it is noticeable. True account means that is the account relates us with God. Okay, how he can focus on the true account best, he returned child. Okay, he returning child. Child means God cannot rebuke him, right? And he, that means what is the God's choice? Here the first line is while he is in the dilemma, or he is kind of complaining mode. He is not happy, he is unhappy because he never expected from God. Because here we can see that the spiritualism is high. He thinks that God is the one who could have prevented the situation, who could have removed this situation every time, every moment. The God, the highest powerful one, who could have removed the situation from his life and who could have restored this visionary to his life again, right? Because he is pleading for God to the earth, but he didn't. Gradually he is losing his eyesight. So how could he do without his vision? So how could God now rebuke him? Doth God exact day? Right. Now he is asking that, is it that God wants, that God exact day labor, light denied? That means God exact want the labor, light denied? That means without, now he is in a dilemma. He wants, whether it is like that, God wants the labor to carry forward without a vision, or is it possible that I can move forward with the work without light, or light denied, or it is the wish of a God? Now it is a transition, right? It is the transformation of a talent, you can see. Now the positivity is restoring in a soul. Okay, he thinks that maybe it is a whim or the wish of the God himself. He wants him to carry on with his work as usual without the vision, right? I fondly ask, but patience here, it works. You can see the patience, I should write P is a capital. Okay, patience. Patience is the angel, the guidance, the is the what I say, the angel. The patience here, it works. It is the pacifying force, right? It is the ministering angel, we can say. Patience. I fondly ask, but patience to present, that means patience in everybody's life while we are passing through the pain, right, the dilemma. Then what works, we need to have the patience. Patience is needed as the guardian angel, as the restoring force, right? It is like a pacifying force, right? Ministering angel, we can say. Then gradually here is this, from this line there is a transition, you can say. He says, but the patience to prevent. Okay, students, you will have to see this side. I'm just moving a little. Okay, I will have to check whether it is visible to you or not. Yes, it is clearly visible, right? Okay, now here you can see that Barnard soon replies, God does not need either man's work or his own gifts to best. Bear his mild yoke. Right, this is very, very important. You will have to understand God, what God needs. God needs a man who can bear his own pain, his own suffering, his own work. Yoke, right here, it's a crossbar of wooden crossbar. It is placed on the animal like a bull who is used for plowing, right? How they bear the pain of carrying those heavy burden every time when they go for plowing. And as they bear this wooden burden, they go for plowing and the harvest. They produce the harvest, isn't it? So if the man knows how to bear the pain of life, how to face the battle of the life, then they can face the harvest, right? They can get the best harvest of their life. So here, bear his mild yoke, they serve him the best. So as you learn how to bear the pain of life, how to get control over your life, how to manage the happiness and the pain and the struggle of your life, then you are serving the God. God doesn't need anything else but how to manage your life on your own accord. That God needs to teach you, right? So this thing that he learns, okay, through his life. This is the transition, this is the change, and this is the experience that he has expressed on his blindness. So this is the unseen poem. This is the maturity that you gain through this unseen poem, right? Let us move forward. His kingly thousand at beating speed and post over land and ocean without rest, they also serve who only stand and wait. This is the thing, that means you will have to learn the struggle. You will have to understand that how to serve. It is, that God's relationship to mankind. That means God teaches us throughout over the land and the ocean. Not only one, over the world, right? That means all the people, all over the world, all the creatures, everyone is serving God, who have the patience to understand and to wait till the end without complaint, right? So this is the ultimate lesson of him, that he through his life and his experience he has understand, and this is the moral of this poem, right? So here what I mean to say, dear students, that while we are learning, we are discussing the unseen poem, my request is not only go for answering the question blindly, but enjoy the unseen poem. It has the deeper senses, it has the meaning underneath. Please try to discover all this meaning. Please try to inculcate that literary feeling within you. Okay, something that to discover something special within you, right? Thank you. Okay.